Shalom Aleichem. Welcome to Breslov Research. It's the 9 days. The 9 days which represent some of the greatest levels of holiness that will come down to us when Mashiach comes. It depends how you look at it. You look at the 9 days, all it is just mourning. So we have mourning during our life. But if we think that Hashem sent us these problems, these difficulties, these days of affliction, because He wants us to come closer to Him, then the days take on a completely different meaning. Then the days take on days of hope, days of salvation, days that when Be'ezah Hashem, all that happens to us will happen for the better, and we'll be able to look back and say, thank you, Hashem, for what you did to me till now. To understand this, we'll go back to the days of Mashiach, we'll go back to the days of the destruction of the temple. The Medrash in Eicha tells that there was an Arab who was plowing his field on the 9th of Av. The animal gave out a very anguished cry. And the Arab said that the temple was destroyed. Shortly afterwards, the animal gave out another anguished cry. And he said, Moshiach was just born. Right? The day of the Churban is when Moshiach, the salvation, comes to. It's there. We have to be patient. We have to wait. Patience is one of the greatest attributes that any human being can have. Patience. Right? Rabbi Nachman gives an analogy to the importance of patience. He says if you take a seed, you plant it in a ground that's not suitable for growing produce, you're wasting your time. But if you take that same seed and put it into ground which is fertile, which has topsoil, which has underneath soil, has dampness and water, has everything that you need to grow a plant, it'll work. But you have to have patience. Wait for the seed to rot away. Then you can wait for the seed to take root. And then you have to wait for that seed to grow and grow and grow. Eventually it will sprout forth from the earth, and eventually you're going to have a stalk of wheat, or corn, or barley, whatever it is that you're going to eat. How do you get to it? Through patience. That's what Chazal tell us. We all have suffering. We all have different problems, different afflictions, different things that happen to us that stop us from doing what we're supposed to be doing. What we have to do is take the good that is happening to us and know, or even the evil that's happening to us, take it and wait and wait. Right? You wait until Be'ezah Hashem, it sprouts and it begins to give forth its produce. And then Be'ezah Hashem, we're all going to see tremendous salvations. So that's the first idea of Tisha B'Av, patience. You have to learn patience, and you have to just stick with it. You have to stick with whatever is happening. Oh, you can pray to change it, for sure. And if you have the opportunity, work to change it. But most things don't happen that way. Right? In Hebrew, there's a saying, Mashalo yasa ha-seichel yasa hazman. What seichel, what intellect won't accomplish, time will accomplish. There will be time and things will become clearer why this happened, why that happened. And that's something for us to learn. Take a look what happened recently in Florida, Surfside. A whole building, 12 stories, falls down on top of each other floor. Pancake. No. Everything fell down. And it went about a week, 10 days before they could really begin to find the bodies. Lo Aleinu, Hashem should spare us. And all these things happened. People lost families, whole families. People lost parents, grandparents, youngsters, young married couples, children. The tragedy is impossible to understand. Anyone who tries to offer a reason for it is making a big mistake, because you won't be able to figure it out. But Hashem has his ways. It's like the destruction of the temple. It was destroyed. Thousands, millions of people died, according to the Midrashim. And we don't know what to say anymore. But we have to have patience and just go with whatever is happening now and take what we can in order to be able to rebuild our lives. Rebuild it. Look what happened at the Holocaust. So many people, Hashem should spare us, millions were left homeless, and they ended up coming out and they forged a whole new nation. They forged a whole new nation because they had perseverance and they had patience and they did what they had to do. So that's the main lesson of Tisha B'Av, to be able to understand that Hashem runs the world and whatever happens, we're not in charge. We don't know what to do. Excuse me. We don't know what to do. We don't know when to do. We don't know how it's going to work out. Eventually, we'll find out when Mashiach comes. Rabbi Nachman has another lesson, lesson 179, where he says an amazing thing. He quotes the Zohar that says, what is the purpose of a fast? Tisha B'Av is a fast day. We're in mourning. We sit on the floor at least until midday. And we cry over the temple. What is the purpose of the fasting? And he answers, it brings from the Zohar, that the purpose of the fast is to take my body's desires and subjugate it to the will of Hashem. That's what it's all about. Take my physical, material wants and say, Hashem, I want this, I want that. I have my desires. I want a new car. I want a nice house. I want. But the main purpose is for us to understand that we have to subjugate our will to what Hashem wants. Hashem, whatever you want, that's what we want. We want to do it that way. So if we start thinking in terms of that, Rabbi Nachman says the fast has a tremendous power tremendous power to be able to rectify that which we did wrong yesterday and the day before. Why? Because if I fast today, I don't eat, where do I have strength from? From where could I draw strength to work during the day if I don't eat? I have to eat. I need to sustain myself. I need to nourish my body. But I'm not. Where do I have strength? Well, I ate yesterday. So today, I'm drawing strength from yesterday. Right? And if I fast more, I'm drawing strength from the days before that. So the idea of the fast is for us to take our strengths and draw strength from the past. If I messed up during my previous days, well, I have a chance now to draw strength from those messed up days and to rectify them now. I could rectify what I did wrong yesterday by fasting today. And it goes back and back and back until a person can fast enough so that he could draw strength from his youth, from his young years. Personally, Chaim Kramer, if I had to draw strength from my early years, I'd have to probably fast about 30 years. But not everybody's as bad as me. Not everybody has the blemishes that I did. And you can do it with less time. You can do it with less effort. And Hashem should help that we take the power, the strengths that we have, and we put them into serving Hashem. Hashem, I want what you want. I want to put myself in a position where I draw strength from you. I draw strength from whatever it is that's going to nourish me. And I'm going to serve you. I'm going to be with you for the rest of the time. And in Yitz Hashem, I'm going to rectify all the things that I did wrong. How? Why? By fasting. I fast on this Tisha B'Av. I'm telling you that I'm sorry over what I did wrong, and I need to rectify and draw strength from the days. If that's the case, then whatever it was that I did wrong is part of my life that has brought about my rectification. It's an amazing thought, right? It's all the bad that I did till now that helps me take myself today and transform it into energy and power to serve you. So Hashem, I'm asking you, I'm pleading with you, take my strengths, take the efforts that I've put in till now, and let us, Be'ezah Hashem, work to rectify everything that we can do. May Hashem help that from now on Tisha B'Av becomes a day of joy and happiness, and that we're merit to see the coming of Mashiach and the building of the Beis HaMikdash, the V'Edah V'Yameinu, Amen.